So in the first stage, basically what you're doing all the time is just coming back to the object. So if you sit to meditate, and I'm going to take the breath as the main example because that will make it a lot easier to understand not just what I'm talking in this video, but literally every source you get about this topic. Use your breath as a reference thing, and in further stages, you will be able to choose something different if you want to. But at least keep some time spending time with your breath, let's say. And when you focus on your breath, the first thing that you will notice is that you can't. So your mind is just all over the place all the time. Hello, welcome. That you're sitting to meditate, that is really okay. Don't get frustrated. This just proves that you still haven't figured it out, but you will figure it out. Imagine someone starting, I don't know, hopefully you have some skill or some mastery. Imagine you are teaching someone who's starting something you know very well. In the beginning, they will get very frustrated. And what would you tell them? Like, don't worry, you're going to be doing this down the line, no problem. You just do what I tell you. Just focus on that and everything's going to be fine. So in this stage, you will have very brief moments of focus that looks like school forced concentration. And yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we will discuss how that is wrong in so many ways. And that intensity of concentration is actually triggering more distraction than anything else. Establishing the practice, as I said before, this probably will be one way of summarizing if you really how to go through stage one. Just show up, and that proves that you already did through the most difficult part, actually. So mindfulness and stability, with a little practice, you will notice the reference between where you are and where you want to be, which will be the breath. And the fact you're constantly losing it is just a tester. That is the actual truth of how your mind is, which if you're really open for answers, you're really wanting to learn the real deal, this would be great news. Okay, this is it. This is the thing that you're missing all the time in your life that is making you feel that you're in a prison and that you're living a life that you don't want to live. So it's a good thing. It's good news. Now you know what you're facing, not just outside, but also in your meditation. So an important factor in here is that I would suggest most people to relax. But at the same time, you have to be determined to say, okay, I really want to see this versus just thinking on something else. So this idea of balancing relaxation and effort is a very important thing that we will learn to balance. And that's why we'll open this door into a new kind of balance. So you need to have relaxation and you do have some sort of diligence. So it's not that you just relax like you fall asleep, kind of. No, you also need to be very clear about your intention with the meditation. Otherwise, yeah, you will fall asleep and you will get distracted in a different way. So a very important point, you cannot make this a negative feedback loop. You cannot be frustrated every time you get lost. Something that is crucial, and I don't see many teachers, even in these two books, that they really emphasize on this. And in my personal experience teaching people, I found this to be a very key, important element. Every time you're redirecting your attention back to the object, it's not that you fail, it's that you're winning. Instead of being lost in something else, you are redirecting from distraction into actual presence, to freedom, to here and now, to the object in this case. So it is a win. And every time you do that, as much as you may have to make it hundreds of times in the beginning, every time you do that, you're taking a bit of this amount of pile of distraction that is in the back of your mind. Every time you redirect, you're taking one of them. It's just in the very beginning, like many skills, like learning to play an instrument, like learning a sport, like learning anything. In the beginning, may be incredibly frustrating because you're just trying to stay on it. I don't know, imagine someone skating for the first time. You see how they move from one place to another. It's just, yes, okay, yeah, it sucks to be a beginner, but just get over it. And just instead of framing it in a negative way, just realize that every little correction you're doing, even you are not yet a very skilled 10-stage level meditator. No, that's the right place to are. And this humbling down to this is where I am is very important. And I tell you something, even advanced meditators, they find themselves many times, they will live a very dramatic situation in their life. They may kind of revert back a little bit. That's where actually knowing all this will become incredibly useful for them to go back into balance and have this incredible resilience. So it's not that challenges are not going to come in your life. And sometimes, even when you're maybe now you're already kind of an accomplished meditator in the sense that you see it and your attention is fairly stable, even then you know that when something happens in your life, a turmoil of emotions and triggers happen in your life, you sit to meditate in your life, your mind is just like all over the place. So is this the right thing? And when all these stagnant distractions in the back of your mind come to the surface, that's the moment when you clean it. So sitting to meditate, as much as it's a little disempowering, it seems at first, to just going back over and over to the object. Rejoice on that, my friend. It's a very important point. Rejoice on that, because it is a win. And if you understand this, then your meditation won't be so frustrating, and you will be excited to try again, because you know, and this, I'm talking about obviously my direct experience. I am happy whatever situation I face when I sit to meditate, because I know every little correction is a step to freedom. And knowing this, I know this very well, because I've been doing this long enough to know that this is actually what's happening. But for you, may be starting, maybe frustrated with your mind getting all over the place all the time. I'm telling you, you don't know, but that's actually a good thing. So hopefully you stay long enough to recognize this. So this is basically how it will look. First stage, to sit to practice first stage is like you are just cleaning it. I mean, it doesn't look like a beautiful thing some way. It may not be a bad thing. It may be better than your regular day-to-day. But be ready to sometimes meditation look like you're just cleaning the toilet like of your mind. If you're serious about truly understanding meditation, not just the surface level mindfulness hype, but the deep, time-tested methods of the sages, I have a free course with real practical guidance waiting for you. And if you struggle to stay consistent with your meditation practice, join our free community for accountability, live online meditation sessions, and discussion circles that will keep you supported every step of the way. You'll find the link to join in the description or the comments below, so you will never have to do this alone. See you there.